Hey everybody, it's your girl Marilyn E, she who encourages, and I'm here to spread hope and give life. So I just want to say good morning to everybody. I know a lot of you guys will not be able to come on because you're probably working, and that's okay. You can just replay the video later. But this live here is not for everybody, okay? As you all can see, the title of this live is Depression is Real. It's time to fight back. Let me make it to where I can see the comments. Okay, I can see them. Hey, Mercedes, and everybody else who's coming on. So this live is for those of you who really struggle with depression. I mean, to the point where, you lay in bed all day. You don't want to talk to anybody on the phone. You don't want to go anywhere. You can't eat, or you're eating too much, or you just can't eat. This live is for you all. Hey, how you doing? Hey, girl. So y'all know I don't talk about anything on here that I don't know of myself. If I have not experienced it, I'm not going to get on here talking about it. That's what I have the guests for. But considering the fact that I've been there, good morning. The fact that I've been there, I know about it. As you all are coming on, if you don't mind sharing the video. Hey, Shell. So, we know, to seek God when it comes to things like this. When it comes to depression, we know that God is everything. God is the ultimate healer. He's the one who can deliver, restore. We know this at the end of the day. So we understand that. But at the end of the day, research shows that a lot of times depression comes from a chemical imbalance, though there are other reasons why some of us suffer from depression. And it's crazy because a lot of times we don't even know why we're depressed. So I don't have all the answers. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist, but I'm here to help you. I'm here to encourage you. But this is something that I've dealt with, and this topic actually hits home for me because I've been there. There was a time when I would say for a good 3 months straight, I was depressed, and at the end of the day, you would not have known it had I not told you. Y'all know the people, we're good at hiding stuff. We're good at pretending that everything is okay. We're good at, somebody texts us, hey girl, how you doing? It's so easy to text back and say, hey, I'm good. They don't know that you've been crying your eyes out all day. They don't know that you've been sitting in the house all week, haven't gone anywhere. It was a time when I went a little over a month without going to church. And I had those moments where I didn't want to talk to anybody. I had those mornings where I would just lay in the bed, and before I knew it, it'd be 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, and I'm laying in the bed all day depressed. So again, I'm not going to talk about anything that I have not been through myself. Hey to everybody coming on, share the video if you can. Well, if you don't mind. But again, I'm just trying to help you guys. So the first thing is, when it comes to combating this depression thing, you have to be proactive. You have to be proactive and know your triggers. I think those two go hand in hand. If you know that talking to a certain someone on the phone is going to leave you feeling a certain way or leave you feeling down, don't pick up. Don't talk to them. Going to certain places, don't go. At the end of the day, if you know that there's an issue when you sit around the house all day, you have to make a point in your mind to get up, get out of the house. Don't sit around the house. You got the lights off. It's very real. And a lot of people don't like to talk about it. But again, if you know that sitting in the house all day, no lights on, nobody at the house with you, if you know that's going to get you in a funk, or if that's going to make your situation worse, get up. You got to get up. It's been times when I would sit here and say, you know what? Let me turn these lights on. Let me open these blinds up. I'm not going to sit here in this dark and allow the enemy to play with my mind. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing a lot of us need to realize. A lot of the times it is a trick of the enemy, but we'll get to that later. But again, you have to be proactive, right? You and me both. You have to be proactive. And that's very, very vital. I don't care. And people always talk about, cutting out, toxic people and stuff like that. And a lot of times, like I said, sometimes you can be depressed and not know why. It may not have anything to do with anybody per se. It may just be something going on here. Like for me, I didn't know. Well, I knew why later, but at the time it's like, okay, why am I feeling like this? This ain't me, and I realized later, but I knew at the time as well, but I just wasn't thinking as clearly. It was a trick of the enemy at the end of the day. But like I said, we're going to get to that later. But again, you have to know your triggers. What triggers you? What makes you feel that way? Who makes you feel that way? When talking to certain people, is this somebody who I need not talk to? Is this somebody who I may leave away from this person feeling worse than I felt before? You know, whatever it is, you have to sometimes, if you have to force yourself again to get out, if you have to force yourself to start finding new things to do not let depression be your reality. Again, I know it's easier said than done for a lot of you guys. I know people who really, really suffer from this, and it's really bad. You know, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to fight back. You have to be able to fight those thoughts and your even suicidal thoughts. You know, with depression comes suicidal thoughts sometimes. You have to be able to combat those thoughts, you know, and just snap out of it. It's not, again, it's easier said than done. I get it, but you have to make up in your mind. It's going to be a fight for some of y'all, but make up in your mind, okay, I'm not going to go to that place. I'm not going to talk to that person. I'm not going to lay in this dang bed all day. You know, I'm going to call somebody. If I need company, I'm going to call my friend, you know, and a lot of times when you're depressed, the enemy will have you thinking, don't nobody care about you. And that's why you can't lay in that mess too long, because he'll have you thinking crazy stuff. Nobody cares about you. Call your mama. She ain't called you in 2 weeks. Why you call? Just sit here. Don't nobody love you. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? So again, you have to be woken up and tapped in enough to say, you know what? Okay, devil, I hear you. I see what you're trying to do, but nah. Again, I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to lay in this bed all day. It does. You know, you start having chest pains and stuff like that. It is real. Anxiety attacks, things like that. Depression is real. But like the title says, it's time to fight back. Self-care. That's another thing. Again, get out the house. Do something with yourself. Go for a walk. Go to the park. If you don't have the money, okay, I get it. But like I always say, we invest money in things that we want to invest money in. So again, if you need to get out the house and go do something, do something. Do not just sit there. Do not just sit there depressed. Get up and do something. Like I said, let me see. Oh yeah, start doing things you enjoy. Don't use money as an excuse to sit around and waddle in that mess. Well, I don't got no money. I ain't gonna. I'm good. I don't got no gas. Look, you use your money for what you want to use your money for. If you got to get up and go spend $9 on a movie ticket, you get up and go. Get up and go to the movies. Get up and do something. Can't stress that enough. And the last thing is, and a lot of people may not agree with this, and I get it, I understand, to each his own. But if you feel that you need to seek counseling, you do what you have to do. At the end of the day, I believe in counseling. Again, a lot of people don't. But if you feel like your situation or your depression is that bad that you have to talk to somebody, you do what you got to do. You know, if you feel it's best for you, don't let anybody talk you out of it. You know, because who's to say that your depression doesn't stem from something that happened in your childhood? You know, you never know. To God be the glory, Mercedes girl. You never know. What if something that happened in your childhood or something traumatic that happened that you may not have even thought was that big of a deal? Who's to say that's not what's making, you know what I'm saying? So again, if you have to seek counseling, you seek counseling. If you got to get up and go take yourself to Red Lobster, go get yourself a good old lobster foot, go do what you got to do. Again, do not, because I know what it's like. And this is why I can speak about this and be so passionate about this, because I've been there. Hey, how you doing? I've been there. So again, be proactive. Know your triggers. Know what makes you feel, you know what I'm saying? Know what brings on that Eeyore spirit is what I call it. Know what brings that on and avoid those things. And again, when the devil starts saying stuff and playing with your mind, if he says lay in the bed all day, you do the opposite. Okay, he telling me lay in the bed and sit here crazy? No, I'm going to get up. If he telling you don't call nobody because nobody cares about you? No, let me text best friend. Let me call her. Let me FaceTime somebody. Again, be proactive. Self-care is very vital as well. It helps as well. A little bit about what I'm doing. I'm about to start CrossFit. I made up in my mind the month of May. I'm going to start a detox. I just want to be more just mentally, emotionally. You have to do certain things to keep yourself balanced, you know? And at the end of the day, we know, again, prayer is vital, but it ain't the only option. It's not the only option. I heard Jay Renee, I don't know if you guys know her, but if you don't, I'm sure you'll hear about her soon. She's a game changer. I heard her say one time, God is a selfish God. Wait, no, God is a jealous God, but he's not selfish. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. We gonna pray about this thing. We gonna plead the blood about this thing. But again, those are not the only options. Again, if you have to go seek counseling, do what you got to do. So I'm just encouraging you guys again. Depression is real, and a lot of times we can't go to our pastors and talk about this. I bless God for a great pastor, Spirit and Truth Believers Fellowship, Pastor Myrie, Daniel Myrie. I love y'all to life. But everybody doesn't have that story. That's not everybody's testimony. As you guys are coming on, share the video if y'all don't mind, please. So you can't always talk to your mama. You can't even always talk to your best friend about this kind of stuff. You know, but at the end of the day, look, y'all have to understand, a lot of my people, a lot of my followers are spiritual or churched, as we say. But y'all have to understand, half the time it's a trick of the enemy. That's my case. I know the devil, he likes to come for my head, because at the end of the day, God ain't the only one who knows what my future looks like. You know, the devil knows too, and he will try to use anything. And this does not just go for me. This goes for y'all too. Hey, Tasha. Hey, Jerry. Everybody coming on. Hey, y'all. The enemy would use anything in his power to keep you from doing what you have to do, to keep you from reaching the people that God gave you to reach. If you think about it, how creative can you be if you laying around depressed? How many people, hey, April, how many people can you reach if you laying in the bed depressed? How many goals can you accomplish if, you know what I'm saying? You can't even get strength enough to get up and get your notepad out. What can you do when you're depressed? How many people are you missing out on reaching when you're laying around depressed? You know, and again, this is stuff that the enemy knows. He's very cunning. He's not stupid at all. He's not dumb. So he knows what your future looks like. He knows that that someone's life is depending on you, again, getting up, getting out that phone, getting out that state of depression. He knows that someone else's life might depend on that. So again, he's going to do anything he can do to keep you there. Don't let him do it. I talk to him sometimes. When I start hearing stuff and I know that's not God, I tell him, shut up. I ain't hearing that. It may sound crazy, but you got to do what you got to do. Again, it's time to get up and fight. You know, because I'm tired of having, it's a fight. That's true. It's definitely a fight. And like I said, it's not easy. It's easier said than done. And it's worse for some people than it is for others. You know, but again, you cannot allow depression to keep you down. Y'all cannot do it. Some of you, I don't take pills for it. I never have, but some of y'all may have to. And if that's what your doctor says, hey, I'm not a doctor. Again, I'm just here to spread hope and give life. That's what I do. Okay. You know, but again, I just want to encourage you guys, because I know it's real. I know it's real. And I want to encourage you guys, do not allow depression to be your reality. Look, I get it. Sometimes you feel like the weight of the world is too much. I understand. But you have let me look at you. I'm looking at you, whoever you are. You have too much to do to lay around depressed. God has so much in you. And again, the devil knows that. So you have to fight. You have to tap into that strength on the inside of you, and you have to start to fight back. Some of us, we too anointed for that. We too creative for that. We have too much in us to be sitting around depressed. So I love y'all. I'm not going to keep y'all on here long. I'm actually just about done. But again, if you suffer from depression, if you know someone who suffers from depression, again, we pray. This is what we do. God is in all and of all. We will never, negate that fact. But again, prayer is not the only option. It's the ultimate way, but it's not the only option. To God be the glory. Thank you so much. So again, know your triggers. Be proactive. You know, again, turn those lights on. Don't sit in the house in the dark. Turn the lights on. Open the blinds. Turn the TV on. Listen to something. And if you know certain movies get you, feeling away, don't watch them. You have to be proactive. Know your triggers. And again, start doing things. Get out of the house. Do stuff you love to do. Do things that you enjoy. Stuff you may have used to do back in the day that you stopped doing. Get up, get out, do something. Do something. And again, if you have to go to counseling, baby, look, I've sat on that big comfy couch and it helps. I don't care what anybody says. It helps. So if that's what you have to do, you do what you have to do, because you need to be your best self in this season. You know, back in 2017, everybody was sitting there talking about how lit 2018 was and how lit 2018 was going to be. Don't forget about that. Remember how hype you were at the end of 2017 about all the stuff you were going to do? And now half of us depressed. We can't even do ain't even started half the stuff we said we were going to do in 2018. But it's not too late. I love you guys. Be blessed. And again, get up and freaking fight. Get up. I love you, Chantel, girl. And I'm so glad it blessed you. But for real, y'all got to get up and fight. We got too much to do. We got too much in us. Ain't nobody got time to be sitting around depressed. That's time wasted, and we don't have a lot of it left. So I love y'all. Y'all share the video. I love y'all, and be blessed. Pray over your mind, guard your anointing, protect your energy, all that good stuff, y'all. Be your best self. Spiritually, number one. Mentally, emotionally, be your best self no matter what. And if it gets that bad for some of y'all, look, no creeps welcome. But if it gets that bad for some of y'all, inbox me. I'll give you a word of encouragement. Because again, I know what it can be like. I know what it can be like. I get it. But we got too much to do. You know, I can empathize. But at the end of the day, hey, we got to get up and do what we got to do. Fight back. Depression is not your reality. You know what I'm saying? The God that's in you is greater than that. So it's time to get up and fight back. I don't want to be redundant, but I love you guys. Again, share the video. Bless somebody else. Don't hoard the hope. Don't keep it to yourself. Someone else, someone on your friends list may be dealing with this. So share the video. Be a blessing to somebody else. And yeah, I love y'all. Be blessed.